Hello, am I audible? Is that audible? Can you make it confirm, please? Okay, so we will start the lecture after 2 minutes. Let me share the link with others. Is that audible? Can you make it confirm, please? Good evening, Shivu. So let others to join the class. Fine. We will start the lecture just after 1 minute. Good evening, Chandra. Good evening. Yes, Shivu. Calculus we are gonna start. Okay. Dibyani, good evening. Okay, fair. So let's continue our class. Chal. Amit Kumar, good evening. Prakhar will watch recording eating right now. Acha. Okay, okay. Eating is like much important. Okay, Prakhar. No pressure. Chale. So, persons, if you have any issue with the language, you can do let me know in the comment section, okay, or in the chat section. I may not be a perfect teacher for you, but I will try to be a good fellow traveler with you in this UPSC journey. Fair. So, persons who are new to this lecture series, for you, I have some special words. Number first is there is a strategy session. For that, I have attached the link in the description. So, after this session is over, you should attend that strategy session. Ki how your mathematics optional and the GS part should be prepared. Okay, Amit, thank you. Okay. So GS and maths optional, what tactics are required, what the like special strategies are required, not the lever. Okay. So for that, you must attend that strategy session. Beauty of online teaching is that I should not repeat that again and again. It is once taken. You can attend that lecture. Link is in the description. You can attend that. For the time being, for this lecture, persons who are at the very first time over this lecture series, for them, I have just few words to say here. Number first, if you are attending this lecture series, you have to prepare your class notes within the class. It is not like just watching videos. Okay? Bit. You have to prepare your class notes, sit with proper setting as you sit in the offline classes. Number second, every class or every topic we are providing assignments to you. You need to solve those assignments within the classes or after the class as per the homework given to you. Number third, tests you must attempt. This Sunday one test happened. Okay, I will not talk much over that. Chale. And post test discussion. You must participate in post test discussion. What is the beauty of this lecture series? What I found is I always say prepare in right way. Okay, I may seem bit philosophical in the starting, but believe me, I am not philosophical. Okay, I only try to put the words which I like learned during this journey as a teacher or as an UPSC aspirant. I learned how to focus on smaller things, how not to run behind big concepts. Getting? So when I say prepare in right way, I had a deep meaning over that during my journey. Content is overloaded over the internet, okay? But you have to sort it out what to study and how to study, right? So for that, I only have this tagline for my career or for my teaching is prepare in right way. And when I say prepare in right way, so let's say today's topic is calculus. Okay. And when I say calculus, I mean differential calculus, I mean integral calculus, and vector calculus. Okay. So when you prepare calculus, see what happens. Many of us, many of kya, almost each of us, right, have studied this topic at 10 plus 2 level. Okay. 10 plus 2 level, you solve 1000 problems because everybody was eyeing for the IIT JEE, right? But here the scenario is different. Here you need not solve 1000 problems, only you have to solve 7 to 8 category of problems. So if you solve 20 problems here but 8 categories, and you feel those categories how to tackle one of the category and second of the category for this calculus part, your job is done. You are not required more than that. You're getting my point? First thing, key, when I say you have to learn calculus, you may have some stereotype from your 10 plus 2 or IIT JEE ka feeling. Please don't waste your time here. It is not requirement of demand of this UPSC mathematics optional. It certainly demands only one thing, कि you have to practice some special category of questions, and you will have sure short questions in your exam from those categories only. Fair? Now, so how to sort those categories, how not to be floating here and there, we must decide our resources. Fair? Why I want to talk? Please listen each and every word here, because it is gonna be the actual fruit for you. ठीक है, बाकी like when I'll start taking numericals and calculations, things will go on its speed. But at the first lecture, 10 to 15 minutes are real treasure. Okay, for this journey. When I say resources, what you can have especially in this calculus wala topic, ki okay, I had that Thomas calculus, I had those assignments of JE wala and all. Please don't go for that. No book needed here. ठीक है? If you are more interested in books, you can have those. I'm not denying from the books. Okay, no book needed here. What you need to do is the booklet PDFs will be provided. Okay, as persons who had attended the previous sessions, they know how those PDFs work. So what I have done, I have an experience of over a decade. I have summarized everything, and arranged that in a booklet form. So no need to waste your time over searching random this one or that one book here. So I suggest you just follow that PDF. Everything you will get in that PDF according to demand of UPSC. Fair? Chale. One thing I would like to say, this is a webcam. Sometimes on the movement it got blurred. Don't be panic, okay? ये अपने आप ठीक हो जाएगा करके. So the PDF you have to follow. No book, no wastage of time. Second, PDF will be based. ठीक है? So when I say be part of disciplined learning or prepare in right way, this PDF is designed in 4 steps. Number 1 is conceptual development, like learning the concepts. Today we will come to know how many of you know the definition of limit. है ना? Just wait, I'll tell. Conceptual development. The second stage will be problem solving. ठीक है? For that we will have examples here and assignments, okay, for each subtopic. After this we will go examples and assignments, theory, then PYQs are attached. Okay, this PDF I will share just after the class in the Telegram group itself. Okay, PYQs are attached here. इनका discussion will be in classes, okay, as per respective classes. So when I say prepare in right way, I just want to convey a simple message कि there is a ocean of knowledge. I don't need that knowledge. I only need some aligned things. Someone should tell me कि okay, this you have to prepare and in this way you have to prepare. That's it. Is that clear? सो रिसोर्सेस की बात हो गई. हाउ टू डेवलप एनी फॉर द एनी टॉपिक. ठीक है. द फर्स्ट लेवल इज गेटिंग द डेफिनेशंस conceptually very clear. Second level is solving examples to make this clear. Third level is solving assignments to refine these concepts. And fourth level is the quality enrichment through your PYQs. Fair? So anybody have any question here? Otherwise I just suggest strategy session ka link is attached in the description. You should go and attend that strategy session. Now I'm gonna start the topic here itself. Any of you have any doubt? Any personal query you can put related with the topic itself. Some general queries I will take over the phone call itself. Okay, no doubt. Fair, Shivu. Chale. As I already said, the session 1 is always slow for me, right? Why it is slow? Because I know the importance of telling concepts, things aligning. Okay. Shubhranshu Panda, good evening. Panda, where were you? You were not attending classes? ODs? ठीक है. चले. So the number first point is, whatever topic you are gonna do, you must have a clear cut image in your mind ki what I need to study in this topic and how to arrange subtopics. Fair? So if you feel bored here, go and sleep. Come after 30 minutes, okay? But I will tell you for sure. So when I talk about differential calculus, okay? So today we are gonna start differential calculus. This is a topic of paper 1. ठीक. चलिए. In case of differential calculus, we will have the topics divided into mainly two parts. Okay. The first part is functions of one variable. Fair. The other part will be functions of more than one variable. Fair, my dear. So here the point is functions, right? So this calculus and persons who have bit interest in the history of mathematics, any of you have studied the zero? There is a book zero, okay? Very fantabulous. So when I say functions, when you say calculus, you have functions first, right? Chale. In case of functions of one variable, now we will have different topics here. The first category will be limit, continuity, differentiability. Okay, my dear fellow? Fair. The next will be Rawls theorem, okay, and mean value theorems. Okay? In short, we will call those MBTs. In case of MBTs, we will have two MBTs here, Lagrange's MBT and Cauchy's MBT. Persons who are very first time at this lecture series, they are suggested to note down properly, because the first class is gonna like consolidate the things at one place, which you usually do not do, right? चलिए, other part some mean value theorems हो गया. Other part will be Taylor's theorem, right? Or you can say Taylor's expansion. Fair, my dear? Taylor's के expansion में we will have applications of Taylor's expansion. Fair? In case of applications, we will have indeterminate forms like 0 by 0, infinity by infinity, 0 into infinity, 1 raised to the power infinity, infinity minus infinity, right? So, applications of MBTs, right? Applications of MBT is very important topic here, in which we learn monotonically increasing or decreasing functions. Sorry, sir, I have problems with the management because I have exam. Okay, okay, Shubhranshu, no issues. Okay, here we will have local maxima, local minima, critical points, concavity. Fair? Chale. See, the value of patience here at the lecture one is, whatever things I have written here, all those things will be repeated here. Means whatever the subtopics I have talked here, all these subtopics will be dealt for functions of two variables as well. Fair? Like limit, continuity, differentiability of functions of two variable, mean value theorems for functions of two variable, maxima minima for functions of two variable. Is that clear or not? So this is the first segment in the differential calculus. Fair? Now, The segment 2, that will be bit in general. What? क्रिटिकल पॉइंट्स के बाद कॉन्केविटी, कॉन्केविटी, segment 2. Here we will have some special topics like Jacobians, like asymptotes, like curve tracing. Okay. Some small topics: tangent, subtangent, normal, subnormal. Fair? So please note down this at the very first page of your class notes, right? Because your mind should be very clear that this differential calculus is not ocean. Very fixed things are there that we have to study. Please note down. This is the syllabus for differential calculus as far as your CSE and forest services are concerned. Maths optional. Shubhranshu, you must continue from this lecture, okay? The backlog you can complete in the rest of the time on the revision classes. You must continue from this lecture. All of you noted? If anyone left, please do let me know, okay? अमित कुमार, पूरी बीएससी का सिलेबस है. हाँ, पूरा ऑप्शनल ही बीएससी का सिलेबस है बच्चे. ठीक है? Only we need to learn the things in right way. That's it. And we need to perform in the mains exam hectic schedule with the GS and SA, okay? The only difference is this, nothing more than that. Chaliye. Please focus, just have your attention here. When I talk about limit, please understand the sequence which you will get in the PDF. Okay, this PDF I will share in the Telegram group itself. Okay. Chale. So indeterminate form I will deal here. Why? See, if ध्यान से सुनिएगा, if we are doing BSc, MSc and all, our job is to study the things in the academic or systematic manner. Basically, indeterminate forms का L'Hopital rule as L hospital, okay? The L'Hopital rule and all, those are proved by Taylor's expansion, right? But in case of limits, we only need to have the use of L'Hopital rule. So to get the limit as a concept consolidated at one place, this topic I will deal here. The theorem ka proof and all they don't ask. So we will, whenever we will be doing the Taylors, then we will discuss the proof and all. But for the time being, we will try to consolidate the things according to demand of UPSC. Fair? Like these things will be dealt after the Lagrange MBT. Concavity is just a corollary, monotonicity is the corollary of Lagrange MBT. Increasing, decreasing sign of the derivative is basically part of Lagrange MBT. Fair? So monotonicity, maxima, minima, ठीक है? In our way of learning, we will be studying here. Although the syllabus I have done like this, but the way of learning things consolidated at one place will be like this. Okay? In the same manner, you will have your PDF. Thing is, I said na, I want to make your preparation in right way. So whatever I have been teaching here, the same things you will be getting over the PDF, extra questions over there, no symbols का disturbance. ऐसा नहीं होगा I am taking here epsilon, there I am taking delta and all. The things will be aligned, so you can rely over the things completely. Okay, chale. Any doubt? If you have any doubt, then do let me know. Chale. So let's start the journey now. ठीक है? And I will ask you, हमने कहां से स्टार्ट किया था? Functions, right? The differential calculus is evolved, like analysis is evolved over calculus. So calculus is the basis of mathematics. Okay. So number first thing is, I know you know, okay, but you don't know. ठीक है? Functions. Fair. So what is the function actually? Can anyone tell me what is the correct? Uh, let's say we have two sets, okay, A and B. So the figure one, here f is the function and r is the relation. Tell me which of the Venn diagram is correct. Please reply. You know, na, I only teach basics. Please tell me whether this is correct or this is correct. Please reply. 2. Fair. Rest of the जनता, अरे रिप्लाई भाई, बी पार्टिसिपेटिव. ओके. 2. अमित कुमार. फेयर. दिव्यानी, प्रियंका, शुभ्रांशु, where are you all? चले. So persons who replied 2, that is the correct. 1 is not correct. Mainly, Cartesian product of two sets is a bigger set. Okay. Two tuples, one is from A and other is from B. A relation from A to B. So some of the elements of Cartesian product may form a relation, and some of the relations may come under the category function. So function, the basic definition, is a well defined mapping from A to B. Okay. So what is our job, my dear? Functions of one variable. Let's say if you have f such that this is the real number. Okay, bache? Here A is R, B is R. So you have defined a function from R to R. Fair? You may have a function from R cross to R. You may have a function. So for example, if you talk about this function, here you are getting some f of x equals, right? Here the domain is two tuple entries, right? So the domain will be some x comma y, right? Here the domain will be three tuple, where first x is coming from this R, y is coming from this r and z is coming from this r. So this is function of one variable, this is function of two variables, this is function of three variables, right? In the same manner, I can discuss functions of n variable. Please do notice real number is not represented by this symbol. Real number set is represented by this symbol. Fair? Chale. So here we will be discussing only real valued functions. Fair? What we have to discuss? Real valued functions. Real valued functions means image of the function is real. ठीक है? Not the complex. If the image set comes out to be the complex, that will become complex valued functions. Fair? So when we start differential calculus, basically it is functions of one variable calculus, functions of more than one variable calculus. When I say function of one variable means this, function of three variable means this. Fair? The next point is very important. Please do focus here. I have a term limit of a function tick at some point. Fair? And I have another term as value of the function at some point. Fair? Can anyone tell me what is the difference between these two? Any of you? Many may think कि सर क्या पढ़ा रहे हैं आप करके, राइट है? But believe me. अच्छा, one thing I'll say, if you have any doubt over the teaching ना कि कैलकुलस कैसे पढ़ाएंगे सर, इतना आसान चीजें पढ़ा रहे हैं, just go through the playlist CSE 23 मैथमेटिक्स ऑप्शनल इन द सेम चैनल. पूरा कैलकुलस मैंने उधर पढ़ाया हुआ है, ठीक है? पर वो ऐसे लेक्चर मैनर में नहीं था, ठीक? So you can get how beautifully I can teach epsilon delta 2, okay? But lecture 1 is basically to make you feel the things at basic level, okay? And that I cannot escape. Chaliye, anybody, can you tell me what is the difference between limit of the function at some point and value of the function at some point? Value means value of that function at that point. हाँ, वो तो लिखा है. तो लिमिट क्या होता है शिबू? एंड वाई दिस कॉन्सेप्ट यू टॉक लिमिट? जब वैल्यू फंक्शन था ही तो लिमिट के बारे में क्यों बात किया? एनीवन? चलिए. Can anyone tell me what is this value? Can anyone tell me what is the fill in the blank? Please reply. बी पार्टिसिपेटिव यार, ऐसे बोरिंग क्लास थोड़ी चलेगा. अरे भाई, व्हाट इज दिस वैल्यू? Sivu 1. Amit, what is this value? Ansi Jayeshwal. Who is Ansi Jayeshwal? Someone commented over that. Chale. Rest of the persons depend on X. Okay, Amit. Fair. Fair. चले. Basically, देखिएगा what will happen here. X टेंड किधर हुआ है दिव्यानी? X किधर भी टेंड नहीं हुआ है. I have just given you the expression and asked you what is this. Okay. So this will come out as 1 tick when X is not equals to 2. Shibu. And this will come out as 0 by 0. Okay. Which is called undefined in mathematics. Fair? Kab? Okay. So persons who thought this is 1, they are wrong. Okay. This cannot be 1 if X is 2. This will be 1 if X not equals to 2. Because at X equals to 2, this will become an undefined form. Why it is undefined? In mathematics, you know what does this division means? I can talk thousand of stories over this, okay? But I will not, obviously, because we have to cover the syllabus. ठीक है? Dividing 0 things among 0 persons, okay? 0 केला 0 log. What does that sense? In mathematics, that is undefined, okay? शिबू अभी फेयर है? चले. So if it is undefined, it is 0 by 0, then what is the, समझिएगा, the question arises, then what is the behavior of f of x in the neighborhood of x equals to 2? Fair? Because at x equals to 2, we cannot discuss anything about f of x here because it is 0 by 0. So can we talk just nearby to of f of x? Fair? In the neighborhood of x equals to 2. Let's learn this geometrically. ध्यान से देखिएगा, आज के बाद लिमिट कॉन्सेप्ट आपके दिमाग में छप जाएगा. देखिएगा, this is the function with us which takes the value when x not equals to 2. Let's say this is the point x equals to 2. The function is f of x equals to 1, right? But x equals to 2, I do not know what is the value of the function, right? Chale. What happens is, now mathematicians were interested, please listen carefully now. Mathematicians were interested in knowing कि can I know the behavior of f of x nearby to? अब देखिएगा, what they did is, when x approaches to 2, then f of x approaches to which value? ठीक? Over this real line. If you are over the real line, so either you have left or right, no other dimension, right? So mathematicians were interested in knowing when x approaches to 2 from the left, then what is that value for which f of x approaches to the from the left. When I approach x equals to 2 from the right, what is that value for which f of x approaches from the right? Right? चलिए, as x, बस यहीं से हो गया लिमिट का कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर. ओके, द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ द लिमिट विल बी क्लियर नाउ. As x approaches to 2 from left, then f of x approaches to the value, इस पूरी लाइन पर f of x is what? 1. इस पर 1 from left. Fair? As x approaches to 2 from right, fair? Then f of x approaches to 1 from right. Please notice these two statements. The concept of limit will be settled in your mind. We can take x equals to 1.9y. Shibu, if you take x equals to 1.9 here, then this will be also 1.9. ये दो अलग अलग कैसे हो जाएगा? How it will be like different, distinct? Shibu, regarding? Chale. So from this story only, the concept of the limit comes into the picture. Now I am done. Here at x equals to 2, the function is undefined, but at x equals to 2, function approaches to the same value 1 from the left as well as from the right. So this is represented as ki limit x tends to 2, f of x is 1. Don't worry here. Just let me take one more example. Please note down this. Please note down this. Today you will feel the limit. I am pretty sure. इसको note कीजिए. Left hand limit, right hand limit, we will calculate. Okay. Just wait. Feel this concept. Is that noted? Fair. I will take one more example here to make you feel the limit. Then I will come on the formula, okay, and solving problems. Chale. So that is the example 1. Let's say example 2. Okay. Let if f of x is a function which is taking the value x square when x not equals to 2, and it is taking the value x equals to 1 when x equals to 2. Fair? Discuss about limit of f of x at x equals to 2 and value of f of x at x equals to 2. After this example, the limit ka concept will be signing in front of your eyes. Okay. चलिए, सी द फंक्शन एफ ऑफ एक्स. सो पैराबोला खींचना आता है सबको? This is the parabola f of x equals to x square, right? Let's say this is the point x equals to 2, and obviously at x equals to 2, function is not x square, but function takes the value 1. Fair? Let's say this is the point 0 comma 1. Is that clear? This geometry of this function is clear or not? Utkarsh Yadav. Yes, it is first class. आराम से 10+2 लेवल का बता रहे हैं उत्कर्ष. ओके. चले, बट इंटरेस्टिंग. सो इफ यू हैव मिस्ड द स्ट्रेटजी सेशन, द डिस्क्रिप्शन में लिंक दे रखा है. फॉर द क्लास पर्पस यू आर हियर. ओके, प्लीज बी ऑन द बोर्ड एंड लर्न द लिमिट का कॉन्सेप्ट टुडे. सी, फंक्शन का वैल्यू एट द पॉइंट 2 इज 1. फेयर? But now I am more interested in knowing what is the limit at x equals to 2 of the function. Right? चलिए देखिएगा. Let's prepare a table here. Okay? Let's take some x का values and we will have f of x का values of those values. Let's say if I take x का वैल्यू 1.997. सिबो, समझना इस चीज को. इफ x इज 1.997 तो f क्या मिलेगा मुझे? 1.997 का होल स्क्वायर. इट विल बी अप्रोक्सीमेटली इक्वल टू 4 और नॉट. इफ आई टेक अ वैल्यू 1.999, it will be approximately equal to 4. If I take the value of x as 2.001, means very closer to 2, but from the right, क्योंकि x equals to 2 से पहले क्या वैल्यू मिलेगा? 1.999, 1.998, 997, right? So what I did is I am taking x का values not 2 but in the neighborhood of 2, right? So this value will be 2.001 का whole square, which will be approximately closer to 4. If I take this value as 0.2, right? This will be closer to 4 or not? So what does this mean, my dear? कि when I approach, ध्यान से सुनना आप बात को. When you approach x equals to 2 from the left, means you take the values closer to x from the left, for which value f of x approaches. When you approach this value from the right, for which value f of x approaches. So if f of x approaches to same value in the left or in the right, we say this value is the limit of that function at that point. So this is the best example I gave you कि what is the value of the function at that point and what is the limit of a function at that point. Sivu, is it clear now? लिमिट का कॉन्सेप्ट समझ में आया कि नहीं? Limit of a function at some point means you are trying to know the behavior of the function in the small neighborhood of that point. Fair? चलिए, please note down this example is good to understand the good to feel the limit actually. Fair, Amit, fair. Please note down. हाँ, नो नो प्रॉब्लम, आराम से जस्ट नोट डाउन. ओके शिव, फेयर. चलिए. Now we will write the definition. And one thing I will suggest you guys, please don't have any stereotype in mathematics. Okay, I don't know where you have studied, what you have studied, but I only know whatever I have been teaching here is the consequences of learnings over the decade. Okay, so whatever thing, whatever point I note down here has its value, its weightage. Okay, rest your choice. लिखिएगा definition of limit. Please write down the definition. Limit of f of x at some point x equals to a. लिखेंगे इसको. If, see, we have different meanings here. Number first thing is visualization. If on approaching the point x equals to a from left and right, f of x approaches to the same value L from left and right. Fair? Then we say L is the limit of f of x at x equals to a. That is the part of visualization. Fair, my dear? Mathematically, what does it mean when I say small neighborhood? देखिएगा. Mathematically, what I did is I find f का values in the left neighborhood of that point A. समझना बात को. This is the when x approaching to A from the left, because A minus h, where h is some value very closer to 0. Let's say there we had taken x equals to 2. So 2 minus h means that denotes a point in the left of 2. What is Shundaram ki? What you are asking, dear? Can you repeat your question, please? Chale. So this is called left hand limit. Fair? Mathematically, when you approach the point from the right, a plus h means a को approach कर रहे हैं, you are from the right. That is called right hand limit. Fair? If limit h tends to 0, f of a minus h equals to limit h tends to 0, f of a plus h, and both of these values comes out to be the LUL, then limit x tends to a, f of x is said to be L. Mathematical meaning is clear for everyone. So what does left hand limit means? What does right hand limit means here? When both of them exist and equal, then only we say limit exists, otherwise no. Is that clear? Suppose that this comes out as some value alpha, this comes out as some value beta, we will say limit does not exist. Is that clear or not? So write a note, please. Limit h tends to 0 is L1. Limit h tends to 0, f of a plus h is L2, where L1 not equals to L2, we say limit x tends to a, f of x does not exist. Is that clear? So the concept of limit, this is visualization, this is mathematical representation, and what does the mean limit does not exist, that is here. Chale. Suppose that I take an example here. देखेगा सब लोग ध्यान से देखेंगे इसको. Suppose that I have a function which is defined as x square when x is less than 2, it is 1 when x is greater than 2, and it is x, sorry, when x is equal to 2, this is 2. Everyone, please do let me know what is this. Geometrically पहले तो okay. Please do reply. Sibu 1, Dibyani, Priyanka, Amit, whereas Kajal Yadav. चलिए. देखेंगे यहां पर सब लोग. शिबू first, see, I said you na, we will not do 1000 problems here, we will do 7 problems, but big range of visualization. Okay, so if you observe this function, this is f of x equals to x square till x equals to 2. At x equals to 2, this takes the value 1, right? after x equals to 2, this takes the straight line, right? Not the, ये तो curve है, right? After this is the straight line. So this is the curve f of x equals to x square. This is f of x equals to x. F at 2 is 1. Right, Sibu? अरे देवू ये टीवी बंद करो. F at 2 is 1. ठीक है? When I approach x equals to 2 from the left, this function approaches to x square means 1.99. If you take the value, तो 1.99 का square is approximately, so x approaches to 2 from left, then approaches to 4 from left. Okay, Shivu? As x approaches to 2 from right, then f of x approaches to what value? शिबू, अगर थोड़ी सी भी दिक्कत होगी तो लेट से यू टेक x का वैल्यू 199, f of x will be what? 1.99 का स्क्वायर क्लोजर टू 4. If you take 1.1998, this is closer to 4. But if you take 2.001, it will be 2.001 because function is not x square for x greater than 2. Function is x when x is greater than 2. So this value is closer to 0, closer to 2, not 4. And what I said for the limit? Tell me. F of x should approach to the same value from the left as well as right. Then only we will say that L is the limit. Otherwise, limit does not. Shivu, is that clear? So one method is this. Other method, left hand limit. Limit h tends to 0. F at 2 minus h. So that comes out as limit h tends to 0. 2 से पहले function is. Sir, can you please explain one more time? Yes, I am explaining, Amit. I am explaining. Please see the given function f of x here. When x is less than 2, function is x square. When x is less than 2, क्योंकि less than 2 क्या होगा इस साइड में? When x is greater than 2, then function is x, ना कि x square. When x equals to 2, function is 1. Okay, Amit? So when I take x का value closer to 2 from the left, means the value something like 1.999, 1.997 and all. So the function is x square when x is less than 2. So the function will be 1 minus 1.99 का whole square. That will be approximately closer to 4. When I take x का value 2.0001, this value is greater than 2. So function will be x, right? So x का value is 2.001. तो f of x भी तो यहाँ पर 2.0001 ही आ जाएगा. And that is approximately equal to 2. Right? What I told you in the definition, a real number L will be a limit of the function only when f of x approaches to the same value either from the left or from the right. So if you take some value 2.002, so f of x is what? X. So that again come out as. So if you observe here, from the right function approaches to 2, from the left function approaches to 4. So limit of the function at x equals to 2 does not exist because function approaches to two different values in the left and right. If you want to calculate mathematically, so the left hand limit will be, and that will be 2 ka square means 4. Right hand limit if you calculate, so limit h tends to 0, f at 2 plus h. F at 2 plus h will come here, and that is 2 plus h, and that is 2 plus 0, and that is 2. So left hand limit is 4, right hand limit is 2. So the limit does not exist at x equals to 2. Is that clear now? अभी the limit का concept is becoming clear. Debyani, Shibu, everyone. You can observe here very beautifully कि value of the function at x equals to 2 is 1, but limit of the function at x equals to 2 does not exist. I guess this is a beautiful example. चलिए, fair everyone, please note down. नोट करेंगे इसको जल्दी से. Okay, Shibu, fair. Please note it down. Have you noted it down? Fair. चलिए. So this is beautiful categories. Now I would like to tell you what the PDF I will provide you after the class. In that, in the initial pages, I have attached some graphs of functions, simple functions, x square, x cube, x power 4. If you are not able to draw those graphs at this point of time, no issue. When we will learn concavity, we will be able to draw any graph. I'm saying any graph, okay? So mean value theorems के बाद में we will do sketching of graphs. Fair? So in the PDF, don't panic कि सर ने ये क्या बीच में दे दिया. That is just 10+2 level का. चलिए. Now I have a wonderful or beautiful category of examples for you. UPSC multiple times they ask questions over that category. Okay. चलिए. Can I continue or should take the break? Please make it clear. Should I take the break or continue? प्रखर कुमार कंटिन्यू. खाना खा लिया प्रखर तुमने? चलिए. Okay. So examples, and UPSC they ask questions over this category damn sure. फेयर? ओके चलिए अमित, फेयर 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 फेयर। सर ब्रेक शिबू, ठीक है, आफ्टर दिस कैटेगरी ऑफ क्वेश्चंस वी विल टेक द ब्रेक। चले, सो फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज f of x equals sin 1 by x. Second question is z of x equals x sin 1 by x. Third question is x square sin 1 by x. Okay. I am interested in knowing what is limit x tends to 0 f of x. What is limit x tends to 0 z of x. And what is limit x tends to 0 h of x. Fair? In this, I am interested. Again, I will say, if I need the answer, I can give just in seconds, not an issue. But for this lecture, basically, I designed to make you feel the meaning of limit of a function. Okay? Chale. Can you draw the graph of sin 1 by x? Anyone? Chale. Some basic things. Sine, right? Sin x is always lying between -1 and +1 for all x belongs to any real number. Sin x will be always lying between +1 and -1. Fair? First information. Second information, sin infinity is a finite value between -1 and +1. Achha. 1 does not exist. Okay, Shibu. Amit, what about others? So sin infinity is a finite value between -1 and +1, but we do not know what is that exact value. Is that clear? But we do not know what exactly sin infinity is. Fair? The next point, 0 into some finite value is always 0. 0 into infinity is an indeterminate form. ठीक है? Need not be 0. ठीक? So please don't commit this mistake कि sir 0 into anything is 0. No. Oscillating between -1 and +1. Right. So 0 into some finite value is 0, but 0 into infinity is an indeterminate form. So these are some points which you should note down on your paper for the future reference. Fair? So if I observe sine of alpha, alpha is 1 by x, right? Please don't panic कि सर ये कैसे हो गया. आराम से चिल्लाना नहीं है, ठीक है? देखिएगा ध्यान से. This is the point, let's say 0 comma -1. This is the point, let's say +1. f of x is what? Sine 1 by x. So sine 1 by x is a continuous function, right? Trigonometric function है वहां पर. So this and value between -1 and +1. तो -1 और +1 के बीच में ये ग्राफ ऑक्सिलेट करेगा. As I will decrease the denominator, ध्यान देना, as I will decrease the denominator, 1 upon x will be increased. So as x is decreasing rapidly, sine 1 by x will be oscillating fast. So if you observe, as x is being closer to 0, the graph will be oscillating fast. That is the literal meaning of sine 1 by x. Now, don't panic at all if you are just like a bacha. So what you can do is, when you trace the graph in the bachpan, what do? You take x ka value, right? So if you want to trace the graph of sine 1 by x, take the x ka value for which you can easily compute. Let's say you take x ka value 1 by pi. So this will come out as 0. If you take this value as 2 by pi, this will come out as 1. If you take this as 4 by pi, so this will be sine pi by 4, 1 by root 2, right? And so on. And by making these dots, let's say this is a point, this will be some, let's say 2 upon, this is, let's say 1 upon pi. Fair? कोई दिक्कत? This is the point 1 by 2 pi. Because 1 by 2 pi, then sine 1 upon 2 pi, sine 2 pi 0. So by connecting these dots, I can draw the graph of sine 1 by x. For the time being, I just say you, please have the basic meaning as oscillating between -1 and +1 and closer to 0. अब देखिएगा, please be on the board here. When I approach x equals to 0 from the left and x equals to 0 from the right, function कहां अप्रोच कर रहा है? शिवू, अमित, एवरीवन बोलिए. As x approaches to 0, f of x means sine 1 by x means sine infinity, right? And sine infinity is a finite value between -1 and +1, but I do not know what is that value. So if I do not know what is that value, तो हम क्या बोलेंगे? साइन इंफिनिटी को बोलिए, लिमिट x tends to 0, sine 1 by x does not exist. Is that clear or not? सबको प्लीज ये ग्राफ को कहीं भी एक्स एक्सिस पर कट नहीं करेंगे, बिकॉज आई डू नॉट नो where the graph of sine 1 by x will cut here, here, here. I don't know. I only know that will cut this line somewhere between -1 and +1, but I do not know where exactly this will cut. So there is a gap. I do not know where this graph will cut on the axis. Okay. So limit x tends to 0, sine 1 by x does not exist. Clear? This is beautiful to observe here. अभी लिखेंगे नहीं, अभी बस आराम से देखिए इसको. चले. When I talk about z of x, please focus carefully here. Z of x is x sine 1 by x, right? Sine 1. So if I talk about z of x will be lying between x into +1 and x into -1 or not? Because sine 1 by x will be a value between -1 and +1. So this implies z of x will be lying between -x and +x or not? देखिए ज्योमेट्री कितना मजाक होता है. So what I do is I draw a line g of x equals to x, right? This is the line g of x equals to x. This is the line g of x equals to minus x. And z of x is lying between plus x and minus x. And since it is sign containing, so sign will be oscillating, right? So करा दो oscillate इसको. So sin 1/x का ग्राफ क्या दिखेगा? ये अंदर में जो है, बाहर तो बस बाउंड्री मैंने दिखाया है. Is that clear or not? So don't think to trace this graph I need some high level of software. Not at all, भैया. Sign है, it will be lying between -1 and +1. Fair. यहां से x के बीच में और माइनस x के बीच में रहना है. So z of x lying between -x and +x. So if you observe here, when you approach x equals to 0 from the left, from the right, function approaches to 0, right? So यहां पर क्या बोलेंगे? As x approaches to 0, then g of x approaches to 0. Why? बोलो. Z at 0 equals to 0 into sine infinity, and that is 0. 0 into some finite value is 0. So here in this graph, where I don't know where this will cut this axis, but here I know कि at x equals to 0, zx will also take the value 0. So I know the graph will cut here at the origin. So what I will say, limit x tends to 0, x sin 1/x equals to 0. क्लियर? अब झूठ मूठ का तमाशा एक और कर देते हैं. चलिए, h of x lying between x square and minus x square, right? X square and x square what? These are the parabolas. So means h of x will be lying between this boundary. So यहां से क्या मिल गया? H at 0 equals to 0 into sine infinity, that is 0. So limit x tends to 0, hx is 0. Now feel the beauty of concepts learning. Here I took 5 minutes. Here I took 3 minutes. Here I took just 30 seconds. Getting? And this is one of the beautiful category in the differential calculus, and that category we call it as x raised to the power p sine 1/x. So abhi you can observe your PYQs. Whenever you want to check the limit at x equals to 0 of such function, if p is 0, this limit does not exist. If p is greater than 0, this limit will always exist and equal to 0. Is that clear or not? So what I can say, p equals to 0. So limit, let's say this is the function psi of x, okay? So limit x tends to 0, psi of x does not exist, right? And for p greater than 0, अच्छा ये रिंग लाइट पे आ रहा है, आप इसको लिख लीजिए पहले, फिर मैं लिख दूंगा इसको. इसको अभी हटा देते हैं फॉर द टाइम बीइंग, लास्ट में लिख देंगे, नो कंफ्यूजन. प्लीज नोट डाउन beautiful category of examples in limit. And to trace this, just I used basic property of sine 1/x or sine x function. It will oscillate between -1 and +1. Is that clear or not? Please do let me know. Clear? Okay, Shivu. Fair. Please note down. आराम से. Go smooth. No issues. This is the lecture 1. So, आराम से you can do. Noted? Fair. चले. And please do remember, the same story can be repeated for cos 1 by x also, right? So write an exam point, please. Exam point means whatever we have learned, let's summarize that, right? What is that? लिखिएगा. If f of x equals x raised to the power p sin 1 by x, okay? Then for p equals to 0, limit x tends to 0, f of x means क्या हो जाएगा? Limit x tends to 0 sin 1 by x, and that does not exist. Now onwards, you people will have clear cut in your mind that sin 1 by x at x equals to 0 does not exist. For p greater than 0, it means x is present in the numerator. If x is present in the numerator, then 0 into some finite value will make that 0. And in that case, limit x tends to 0, f of x will be always 0. Fair? Now here if they write 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, कुछ भी लिख देंगे. Fair? चलिए. The same you can write for if f of x equals to x raised to the power p cos 1 by x, then same is repeated. Okay? मैथमेटिकली अगर आप लिखना चाहें इसको, ठीक है? देखिएगा, if you want to write mathematically, number first, limit h tends to 0 sin 1 by x, ठीक है? और लेट्स से आपको इसको लिखना है f at 0 minus h. So limit h tends to 0 sin 1 upon minus h, and that value is minus का sin infinity, that is a finite value between -1 and +1. ठीक है? तो ये हो गया लेफ्ट हैंड लिमिट. इफ आई टॉक अबाउट राइट हैंड लिमिट, शिबू, तो क्या हो जाएगा? तो अपने को ये बचपन में जो 12th में करते थे, वी हैव नो इशू विद दैट, ओके, बट वी वांट टू मेक इट मोर ज्योमेट्रिकली साउंड, सो दैट आई वाज ट्राइंग देयर, राइट? sine 1 upon h. Again, sine infinity, and that does not exist. So what we can say here, limit x tends to 0, sine 1 by x does not exist, right? If your function is, let's say आपने x sin 1 by x लिखा है, right? So इसके लिए left hand limit you can talk. What is the left hand limit? Limit h tends to 0, z at 0 minus h. That is 0 minus h into sine 1 upon minus h. h किसको टेंड कर रहा है? 0 को. So that will be 0 into some finite value, and that comes out as 0. Similarly, you can talk about right hand limit. So mathematically लिखने में अपने को कोई दिक्कत नहीं. We have no issue at all. Right? So in this case, what we can say? Limit x tends to 0, x sine 1 by x is 0. So this is mathematically, geometrically we have already done. At the exam perspective, please do remember this is a category of questions like this. If questions are like this, then we need to go either by this or by the geometrical which we studied. Sir, what? But same will not hold for. No, 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 no. Prakhar. It is only for sine 1 by x and cos 1 by x. Prakhar Kumar. Fair dear? Tan ka story will be different completely because that can take different values like infinity also. Please note down. Please note down आराम से. Which is most best geometrical or mathematically for exam or both? Amit Kumar. ठीक है. The geometrical representation is not suitable for every question. Okay. Here I took the geometrical examples just to make you feel the concept of limit. I told you in the starting of the lecture itself, right? Today I will make you feel the concept of limit. Okay. So in the later on the exam, maximum we are doing with the mathematicals. Okay. Maximum I am saying. Here, just to make you feel the concept of limit, I told the geometry also. Okay, Amit? Okay. Chalo. Is that noted? Everyone? Is that noted? Fair. Chale. Let's take one more example. That is just last example to make feeling of this limit ka concept. Okay. Chale. In the lecture one, I am always like na, just quiet, आराम से. बेसिक्स अगर एक बार आपको क्लियर हो गए ना, then other things will be clear. चलिए, next example. Now everyone will reply. Okay. Number first, limit x tends to 0 1 by x क्या कह सकते हैं? What we can say about this thing and what we can say about this? Please reply this and that. 1 upon x and 1 upon x square. चलिए एक बार मैथमेटिकली देख लेंगे फिर ग्राफिकली भी. So if I talk about left hand limit, ठीक है, of f of x at x equals to 0, this will be limit h tends to 0 f at 0 minus h. This is limit h tends to 0 1 upon 0 minus h, because f of x is 1 upon x, right? Shivu, infinity. So this goes to minus infinity. Please be on the board now. Right hand limit of f of x at x equals to 0. Limit h tends to 0 f at 0 plus h. This is limit h tends to 0 f at 0 plus h means h, and that is plus ka infinity. Okay, this is minus ka infinity, this is plus ka infinity. What I told you in the definition of limit, since left hand limit is not equals to right hand limit, so limit x tends to 0 1 by x does not exist. Fair? Let's come on that now. Chale. So if I talk about left hand limit of this function, that will be limit h tends to 0 1 upon 0 plus h ka square, that is limit h tends to 0 1 upon h square, that is equal to infinity. Fair? What is right hand limit here? Limit h, अच्छा left hand था तो minus h, still that comes at 1 upon 0 plus h का square, that is infinity. Fair? Since left hand limit equals to right hand limit, so limit x tends to 0 1 upon x square is infinity here. Here and here. ठीक है? Only one point I would like to tell you here, infinity or minus infinity are talked over extended real number system. ठीक है? This statement, please do remember, sometimes persons who are like interested in the interview with less knowledge in the maths, so they ask some random questions like this. बोले infinity और minus infinity कहाँ होता है? Where it is actually? So you should tell them कि infinity and minus infinity are talked over extended real number system, not over the real number system. When we talk about extended real number system, basically we can talk about infinity and minus infinity. Fair? So in this question, here limit exists in the extended real number system. Here limit does not exist in the real number system, क्योंकि real number system में we don't talk about infinity or minus infinity. Fair? So in the books you will get like this. In addition, I told you that this exists only when the you are talking the system as extended real line. Is that clear? If you talk about geometrically, this 1y(x) का ग्राफ is rectangular hyperbola. अरे बाप रे बाप. Please observe, when x approaches to 0, देखिएगा geometrically, when x approaches to 0 from left, f of x approaches to minus infinity. When x approaches to 0 from right, f of x approaches to plus infinity from the right. And that is the mathematical meaning here. Right? यहां पर आते हैं. f of x equals to x square का ग्राफ क्या बनेगा? राइट? अब इसको पढ़ लो. When x approaches to 0 from left, f of x approaches to infinity from left. When x equals to 0 approaches from the right, f of x approaches to infinity from the right. So here the limit is infinity. Here the limit does not exist. Is that clear or not? Everyone? Priyanka, Devyani, limit का concept you are clear or not today? Limit and value of the function at a point. Two different concepts, right? How infinity is equal? Acha, Amit, I already told you, when you talk about infinity and minus infinity, you talk basically over extended real number system. So when you see, this is the mathematical logic only, okay? Don't take it on dil. In mathematics, when extended they use the real number system, they talk about equals to infinity and minus infinity, okay? When they say real number system, they say, sir, though two question exist or not, this exists over extended real number system. आप समझे बात को? अमित, chimpanzee, this limit does not exist over finite real line. This limit exists and equals to infinity over extended real number system. Mathematically, meaning is this. So if someone says this limit does not exist, means he or she has considered the system as only real number system, not the extended. Is that clear now? Amit, chimpanzee. Please say yes or no. Yes, sir. Real number, yes, my dear. Real number means finite real numbers, and real numbers are nothing but every point on a line. So this line represents a real number. Okay, it's called real line. So if you talk minus infinity here, plus infinity here, this is the real line. And if you talk about whole up to this and this, that is extended real line. ओके बच्चे, तो प्लीज मुझ पे गुस्सा नहीं करेंगे. Some authors silently they will say does not exist, but they may not mention कि in the real or in the extension. but I cannot maybe silently, okay, I will say whatever is there. डंके की चोट पर है ना. चलिए, is that clear now everyone? चलिए, okay, just 5 minutes more. Actually today we didn't take the break, so we will finish the lecture 1 hour 50 minutes पे, okay. Means 5-7 minutes more, okay. पहला क्लास है, गो इजी है ना. चलिए, so what we learned till now, value of the function f of x at the point x equals to a. One thing, right? Next, limit of the function at the point x equals to a. This you represent by f of a. This you represent by limit x tends to a f of x. Till now, we have seen many examples where limit may not be equal to value of the function at some point. Please notice here. Let's say I have taken this one example, right? F of x is x square, right? What I have taken, f of x is x square when x not equals to 2, and it is 1 when x equals to 2. So here what we observe, since limit x tends to 2, f of x approximately equal to 4 in all cases, but value of the function at 2 is 1. Clearly, limit x tends to 2, f of x not equals to f of 2. Sir, is this in the exam mentioned about the real number or a extended real number? Amit, if they ask this particular kind of thing, yes, they should mention it. Okay. Otherwise, if they didn't mention, as your exam is subjective in nature, so you must clearly write in your copy कि over the real number system we don't have infinity, so does not exist. Over the extended, this will exist and goes to infinity. Fair, as simple as possible. तनाव नहीं लेने का, ठीक है. तनाव के बारे में ओनली माई स्टूडेंट सेड अबाउट मी कि सर यू ऑलवेज फॉलो डी अपॉन डी एक्स ऑफ टेंशन, दैट्स इट, ठीक. डी अपॉन डी एक्स ऑफ तनाव नहीं लेना है, ठीक है. So okay, what I was trying to convey here कि लिमिट ऑफ अ फंक्शन, देखना ध्यान से, limit of a function f of x at some point may be equals to f of a, and limit of the function at some point may not be equal to value of the function at that point. When this case happens, we say f of x is continuous at x equals to a. When this case happens, we say f of x is not continuous at x equals to a. Getting? Limit means value of the function in the neighborhood. Yes, you can say approaching value, approximate value. Arya Mathematics JE. Yes. Yes, Arya. Fair. So what we learned today, value of the function at one point, at that point limit of the function, these two things may be same, may not be same. If those are same, we say function is continuous. If those are not same, we say function is not continuous. Here function is a break, right? You getting my point? One when x not equals to 2. What are you saying, Arya? What you are trying to say? I'm not getting your points, dear. Actually, you just started the class right now. I have already taken this example and told कि when x is not equals to 2 means x is some value closer to 2, maybe 1.999, maybe 2.001. So 2.001 will not come here, will come here. 2.001 का whole square will be a value approximately closer to 4. 1.999 का square will be a value closer to 4. So f of x will be a value closer to 4 when x is in the neighborhood of 2, means not equals to 2. When x equals to 2, the f of x ka value is 1. So here f at 2 is 1, but limit of f of x at x equal to 2 is 4. Means limit not equals to f of 2. This will imply the function is not continuous at this point. So you have been observing this break, right? So continuity how came into picture, that is clear or not sabko? Tell me. So for example, चलो झूठ मूठ का तमाशा कर देते f of x equals to x raised to the power p cos 1 by x when x not equals to 0. It is 0 when x equals to 0. ठीक है? Then for p greater than 0, f of x is continuous at x equals to 0 question mark. And such questions UPSC in the CSE as well as IFOS they ask. Shivu, x power p cos 1 by x, what I told. अब झूठ मूठ का तमाशा करना है, ठीक है? x power p cos 1 by x, just I told you in the previous example it is 0, and value of the function at the point 0 is also 0. So this implies yes. Clear? कल को झूठ मूठ का तमाशा करेगा, बोलेगा f of x equals to x cube sin 1 by x when x not equals to 0. It is 0 when x equals to 0. Then this function is continuous or not? Assuming p greater than 0. Yes. Prakhar, that is in the question itself. If p less than 0 वो डिनोमिनेटर में आ जाएगा और इंफिनिटी को ले जाएगा, राइट? So this function is continuous, yes or no? Tell me. This function is continuous at x equals to 0 or not? Yes. ठीक है, अब ये सब मजाक है अपने लिए. Fair, 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 fair. Very good. Is that fine now? So in today's lecture, I didn't teach you anything special, okay? In the first 5 to 10 minutes, I just tried to convey my way of things, way of learning, that is only prepare in right way. If you are attending this lecture series, be part of disciplined learning. Prepare your class notes with the class properly, solve assignments. After this lecture, I will share the PDF that you have to prepare. You have to rely completely on that PDF that contains concepts, examples, assignment, PYQs, everything at one place. Okay? No need to learn like hurry, be like ramble here and there. Just focus at one source, one topic, one source. That is. So we will continue the lecture by tomorrow. If you have any doubt, then please you can ask. Today we have learnt nothing, right? कुछ भी तो नहीं सीखा यार, वो 10+2 लेवल का जस्ट है. But meanings were very deep today, right? Anyone, any doubt? Then please raise your doubts. You can talk to me over my number also, right? 9971030052. Persons who attended this lecture first time, they all are suggested to go through the strategy session. For the link is in the description. Okay. Chalo, Amit. Tomorrow we will meet. We'll continue the lecture. Okay. Tomorrow we will solve many questions from the PYQs itself. Today it was just to have a grip to start the things. Okay. So अगर आज आपका टाइम वेस्ट हुआ होगा तो सॉरी. चले. If you have any doubt, you can talk. Chalo. Good night, everyone. If you have any doubt, you can talk my number 9971030052. And Subhranshu, where are you? Shubhranshu, if you have missed the lectures, some lectures from the ODE, not only Shubhranshu, anyone, they are suggested to continue differential calculus. Please don't leave any class, attend live sessions. It will help you immensely, I'm saying. Fair? And rest of the things, whatever left in the ODE, please leave that for backlog. I will be taking revision classes for that. In that, you can complete the ODE. Fair? So, this batch will be over with the same time limit. The topics will be in the sequential manner. Like we will continue from the calculus when we will go on. The OD part, which we have done already, that will be done once the all topics are over in the November last week. Okay. So ODE वापस से repeat होगा नवंबर में. Revision sessions will be going on. Okay. उसमें कोई issue नहीं है. Revision sessions are fair. चलिए. Any doubt? Then do let me know. Otherwise, I'll share the PDF in the class, right? Telegram group itself. Where is that PDF? Okay, good night, everyone. If you have doubt, you can ask. Fair. Good night, everyone.